What a difference a week makes, am I right? Just a week ago, we had no thoughts of what this coronavirus would do, what the effects would be. And it seems like now more events are canceled than are still going on as planned. And it's really hard to imagine and understand what's going on. But I wanted to bring you a word of hope and a word of encouragement today as we look at all of the closures and all of the craziness that we see going on around us. And that word comes from Hebrews 10:23-25. It says, "Let us hold unswervingly to the hope we profess, for he who promised is faithful. And let us consider how we may spur one another on toward love and good deeds, not giving up meeting together, as some are in the habit of doing, but encouraging one another, and all the more as you see the day approaching." He starts out this passage saying, let us hold unswervingly to the hope we profess. So that's the first thing that I want you to do is don't let this shake your faith, because we worship a God who is far bigger and far greater than any virus. He's far bigger than any calamity that this world has seen. And God works in the midst of the craziest of things. Just look at the life of Joseph. His brothers wanted to do evil to him, so they sold him as a slave, and he became imprisoned. And yet God used all of this for good. Look at Jesus and his crucifixion that we're getting ready to celebrate with Easter. Man intended this for evil, but God intended it for good, to save all of us who would trust in him. So even in the midst of this coronavirus outbreak and epidemic, pandemic, whatever you want to call it, it's a national emergency now, but God is still good. God is still faithful. The God who saved Joseph out of slavery and used that for his kingdom, he's the same God who's going to use this virus to make better things happen in his kingdom, to bring people to come to know him and to advance the gospel of Jesus Christ. Let us consider how we may spur one another on toward love and good deeds. Man, guess what? Your schedule just completely cleared. You don't have to transport the kids all around the state of New Jersey or Pennsylvania or wherever you're watching from. You can take a breath, relax, have some time as a family, cook a meal together after you wash your hands, of course. Have a family game night, spend some time just loving the ones that you're with. But at the same time, don't forget those who might not have family that they're about to get sick of either. Look out for the elderly neighbor, the person who might be immunocompromised and can't go out because it's too dangerous for them. Think of what ways you can take on some good deeds today and love your neighbor as yourself, like Jesus has told us to. And finally, you guys are going to want to call me on this one. Don't give up meeting together. You might say that your church or MEFC is doing just that. We canceled our Sunday services, so that means we're not meeting together anymore. The opposite is true. We at MEFC, and I'm sure your church as well, look into what options are going on and what's available to you, because we're using this as a springboard to launch ourselves into the digital community. We have so many opportunities now to meet together, even when we can't be in the same room, when doctors and everybody is telling us it's dangerous to gather together and it's just not wise. So look out for how we're going to be meeting together digitally, because we care about you. We want you to know that we're here. Please look out for those around you. Wash your hands. Be smart. Be wise. Stay tuned on our Facebook page, because we've got some exciting announcements coming up on how we're going to continue meeting together through this pandemic. And we're looking forward to seeing God's kingdom advance in all of this. We'll see you guys soon.